everybody, and welcome back to Astrology Victoria, today with your host, Tatiana. And we will be looking at the energies and the astrological transits for the week of May 2nd to May 7th. So let's dive in. Let me share my screen. And here we are. All right. So the major energies we're going to be having at this moment in time are still in the signs of Pisces, Aries, and Taurus. So this week we might find a little bit of a blend of these three energies. So I'd like to kind of talk a little bit about this. The Pisces energy is still very active with Venus and Jupiter and Neptune and Mars still in the vicinity of the Piscean realms, which bring a sense of flow, a sense of expansion, growth, and flow, and maybe some things go that way, or they go that way, or they go this way. Anyway, it's like being swayed by a current, either connecting to greater sense of spirituality or literally having floods in your home. My sister just told me she had some leaks in her home, which I find kind of funny because a friend had a flood last week in his home as well. And with this amazing expansions of the Piscean waters, whatever's not expanding within in your consciousness might show up as things like floods. I just found that like a little bit of a funny thing. Anyway, the Pisces energy is still very active, trying to connect us to something beyond ourselves, a little little material life, and bringing us into a sense of spirituality, something that gives us greater meaning for existence. Literally, with Jupiter there, we have been connecting to something that has to be more divine in nature and more divine for our life, connecting to more of a purpose that aligns us with more of who we truly are as souls. So that's the Piscean realm. And I'm a little bit in this kind of, so excuse me if I'm not super sharp. I am a little bit scattered. And well, with Mercury entering Gemini, that's also a good, it's like, well, my mind's a little bit all over the place. So excuse me. And then there will be this week also, we're going to start having more of this Aries energy, especially when Venus enters in Aries. And we're starting to have a little bit more of the Aries energy coming online. So this is going to be more prominent towards the second half of the month, but this is what's coming. And we still have this big Taurus energy at play, which is where we're having probably major changes and shifts because Uranus is there. The sun is going to be conjuncting Uranus as well this week. So we might expect changes, shifts in all that is ruled by Taurus, which is what's stable, the sense of safety, stability, resources, resourcefulness, food, finances. So there's a big energy in that area of existence. So that's our main archetypes that are playing out this week into next week. And let's see the overview. So yes, we're going to be having Venus sextile in Pluto, which Pluto is also going retrograde. We're going to have Venus entering Aries and a bunch of little sextiles that are going to be helpful. So I feel that this week has like a supportive vibe. You know, there's some kind of support in whatever is wanting to be finally finalized as we close that Piscean stellium, as planets start exiting Pisces, as Venus exits Pisces. There might be some themes finishing and new things coming up. And we're going to have support from all those sextiles, the Jupiter sextile Pluto, the Mars Uranus sextile, Mercury Venus sextile, and Sun Mars sextile. So we will be maybe experiencing some kind of hopeful push, little opportunities here and there to keep moving forward in what it is that we are being squeezed through as the eclipses. We just had an eclipse on the 30th, and that eclipse is probably a point where things that need to go will go for better or for worse, so that things that are wanting to come will come, for better or for worse, hopefully for better, because usually it's for better. It's always for our evolution. So usually it is for better, even though it might not seem like that at first. So let's look at our details. So let's start with the Venus conjunct Jupiter in Pisces. So that's been going on for a little while already, since the end of April, and it will stretch until May 3rd. And this energy might be bringing feelings of inspiration and joy and hope and beauty. It might bring beautiful encounters. You know, Venus rules over relationships, value, money, and pleasure. And with Jupiter there, it's like all these themes might be like expanded. Maybe you get that, you know, you meet some wonderful people, or you have supportive relationships that are helping you move forward, that are being there for you. Also connecting to a greater sense of spiritual value, meaning what do you value in your journey? You know, having again this stellium here, as this Venus is in the energetic degree, or the last degree of Pisces, there are things that are being left behind, but with it, there's this gifts. There are gifts that are coming online, more and more gifts from the other side, almost like trusting that spirit is bringing whatever it is that is in our best and highest good. And that's that energy of flow that I was describing earlier, of like having to trust. This word keeps coming up over and over and over with this Piscean stellium. Trust in some higher power, in a deeper connection to yourself that is bringing you into a greater sense of who you are and what you believe in and what you are spiritually aligned with. This is having Jupiter here. The sense of finding meaning and purpose is really big. And when we look within, then there can be a real realization of why we are here. Otherwise, it can be very confusing why we're here. What's the whole point of everything? But with this energy, there is a sense of hope, a sense of like silver lining. And this sextile of this Venus conjunct Jupiter will be also sextiling Pluto in Capricorn. And when we have these energies, there is a capacity of transformation that is huge, because Pluto will always bring the possibility of transforming something that we might have not thought possible, to completely transform. So the themes around maybe, again, value, money, relationships, there is a big capacity for looking within and creating a real transformation in your life in these areas. Breakthroughs can be very, very possible as well. especially because we're going to have also Sun Uranus, where there might be energies of breakthrough and liberation throughout this week. And these are supportive aspects. So if you are able to look within, and as Pluto is retrograding, because it's Pluto retrograding, this Pluto retrograde will get you back into yourself to integrate what it is that you are wanting to fully transform regarding value, money, relationships. Everything related to also receiving. Venus is the receiver, is the, she sits and she receives. So this could bring in also maybe money, or it could also bring a lot of passion, because Pluto and Jupiter is like an unstoppable force. It's like having dynamite. So it can be a very passionate energy coming to the surface, you know, of trying to find something within. And I feel that this energy is a very inner energy. It's finding the force to transform your life and transform it for good. We are trying to enter a period of time where we're seeking more stability in the Taurus realm here. We're seeking more stability. We're seeking to find a good foundation. Taurus is foundational. It's a fixed energy. It's foundational. So from that foundation, we can build the next cycle of our lives. So it seems like we're in the midst of these changes that are pushing us like this, in this Piscean flow, into trying to find some kind of stability within enormous instability. So at this time, it's like having a flat floating platform. And you need to trust that that platform will be carried to a safe, strong shore. But for now, that platform is still floating around. And the Pluto gives the capacity to, Pluto will give the capacity to really look at what's really, really not working. And the good thing is, because it's a sextile, it's a supportive energy for transformation. It's not necessarily a kick in the butt, so you get it the hard way. It's like, you know, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, things are not working. Again, this could also bring a lot of passion in relationship, a renewal also, a rebirth in relationships. So relationships that probably had like no point in being could be refurbished. That's also a possibility. Some might also die. Like Pluto will, it's also death. So it might transform something, or it might just let it go in a beautiful way. So it could be endings that are endings for the best, for the better. So it doesn't have to be so painful, even though Pluto will always bring some kind of grief with it, because it is the planet that rules over death and rebirth. Well, with death comes grief. So if we need to grieve something we're letting go, this will be supportive energies. And again, we might have people around us that are supportive in our transitions. These are major transitions. These are not minor transitions. This astrology points to big endings and big new beginnings, as we will see towards the second half of the month. And we have Venus ingressing in Aries. Once Venus ingresses in Aries, the energy of that flowy Venus, that is more swayed by the yin energies, will be put in this like very energetic space. You know, it's like doing some kind of you know, it's like martial, and at the same time it's Venusian, yeah, because Mars rules Aries, and Mars is going to be in a Mars is in Pisces, so Mars is not necessarily at its strength, and it's very strong. It's having to adapt to the currents. But with Venus in Aries, we might be going more for what I want and how I want it. And because Venus is in that sextile with Pluto, there's like, this is what I want, this is how I want it, and I want it now, and I'm getting it. It's also a great time to do sports, to go out, to use your body. You know, Venus in Aries, it's quick, 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 you know, maybe no love at first sight kind of thing, you know, boom, I want this now, you know, meet somebody and you're right away with them. So with this energy, it's always good to be a little bit cautious, not to go too fast, you know, because things can get whoa. And as we will have a lot of Aries energy coming in once Jupiter enters Aries in the second half of the month, it's gonna be like, whoa, things may seem that they're just too fast. So word of caution is yes, be bold and be brave, go for what you want. You see something you like, go get it, you know. Because Venus in Aries can be very, you know, impulsive, like this is what I want, this is what I love, yeah, oh, you're mine, thank you, you know. so it's good to have that courage, you know, if you're probably going on like a dating site and you see somebody, then it's good to do the first move, you know, like yeah, it can be bold and brave, invite that cute guy or cute girl, you know, out. That's kind of part of that energy. It's kind of a I think of like a like fitness instructor kind of energy, like this a beautiful woman, like super fit, just running on a treadmill, you know, that's the Venus in Aries energy. So this is a great time also to get in shape as well, get your body in shape, you know, and utilize this energy for looking after your body, for going for what you want, for maybe creating new ways of relating to your finances as well. Maybe if you have organized and if you were like resting a lot in the previous weeks, you know, a little bit in this yin flow, this is more like, okay, let's do new things, new businesses, or new avenues for your desires, because Venus rules over your desires. So what's new for you? So we do have this Pluto retrograde sextile Jupiter that we kind of talked about with Venus. The Pluto Jupiter will be lasting for a while, as much as Venus will be slowly moving away. This sextile will be very supportive, and so we will have a lot of energy. This is like dynamite energy. Is like a powerhouse of energy at our disposal for transformation, as I said before. I would like to read a little passage from one of my favorite astrology cookbooks by Ren Butler, The Archetypal Universe. So with Jupiter Pluto, we have a feeling of great resources and potential, inner stature and authority, a broad and deep experience of life, dramatic opportunities for regeneration and transformation, titanic evolutionary forces. When I read this titanic evolutionary forces, this brings me to the idea that there's something pushing us that is greater than our own little desires. And resisting, whenever we resist the Pluto desire for death, rebirth, then it can be very painful. But because this sextile is an opportunity, it's a push to actually make those changes, we will have this energy going on for a while. So we will be supported in our desires to transform our lives. And I'm going to say that again. We will be supported in our desires to transform our lives. However, it is a support but we are the ones having to enact the changes. That's it. If you already see that something's not working, take action. So we have Venus again in Aries now, and it's going to be sextiling Mercury. This is by May 6th. Again, these are the exact, this is when they are more exact. However, these energies come into play the whole week. They come exact on May 6th. So at this time, the Mercury Venus is also a beautiful energy for writing, for poetry, for expression, for it's like a charming sense of of beautiful, happy, lovely communications, talking, you know. I think always with this like poems, you know, like writing poetry or even having lively discussions with your friends. It's a very social, it feels social, it feels lively because Venus in Aries has that fiery energy, cardinal fire, like let's talk about ideas and things and discuss with your friends. Gemini, Mercury in Gemini has this desire to learn, absorb, communicate, text, email. Maybe there's like new romance budding, so you're like texting back and forth, little love notes, you know, that could be one of that expressions if that is your case. Yeah, there is the opportunity to have lots of playful interactions with friends, with yeah, like I feel it as a very social transit, you know. Also brainstorming ideas. You can be also going out to do fun stuff, you know. Whenever we think about you know, it could be planning exciting things as well, you know, like, oh, let's plan this, let's talk about that. Mercury rules the mind. In Gemini, it's a lot of thought and a lot of communication and talk. It could be also a very good for interactions of all kinds. Again, I see like a lot of yeah, like fun talk, fun talk and sharing. So that's that. And we also see, oh, what happened here? Sun. Okay. And finally, we have the Sun conjunct Uranus. This one will be exact on May 4th. And this Sun conjunct Uranus, it's going to bring, okay, could be many things. It could bring a certain sense of actual rebirth, liberation, like expansive, like breakthrough energy, like finally something's moving, something's clicking, something in your being is going, you know, finally, this is the energy of breakthrough. So if you've been doing that work of looking within with Pluto, and having the resources to look at what it is that you really want, you can find those breakthroughs, and finally, like, there's going to be possibly major changes. Changes are could always be destabilizing. And that's the thing, when we're in the midst of change, it's like, we want to grasp onto some kind of stable, you know, something. But here, the change is for the better. Again, I said for better or for worse, whatever's left behind, it's only just going to be something better in the end, because Uranus is the planet of evolution and future. So whatever it's bringing into your awareness that whatever shifts are occurring in the area of life where your Taurus energy is, wherever your Taurus house is in, that area of life is going to have a major change. a major breakthrough, a major, and it could be also very unexpected. With Uranus, it's always expect the unexpected. It's like you might think that you're going this way and you had a plan, and this was your plan, and your plan was going really well, and then boom, 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 something appears, 1, 2, 3, you don't even see it coming, that you're suddenly doing this other thing. And wow. And it could be very destabilizing. So just know that at this time, the best advice I can give you is don't attach to anything. If you're attached to an idea or attached to the way something needs and has to be because that's the way you planned it, I would dare say wrong strategy. Best strategy at this moment, be excited about possibilities, changes, and open your mind to knowing that there is a quantum field of possibilities. So whatever you create in your mind, whatever reality you want to bring into form in your life, this is what you should be focusing on. Knowing that there's not only one way, there's multiple ways of creating reality. If you are still stuck in thinking that everybody else determines your reality, then you're not free. And Uranus Sun wants you to be free, to be who you are. And not only that, it is with a sextile to Mars. So the sextile to Mars gives us tremendous, force and to act. And it could be a little bit erratic. Again, erratic in the sense that maybe we have this plans change, we have to act quickly. It's quick action. Uranus brings, this kind of fast change. It's electricity, and Mars is the action portion. It's like, however, you might expect with Mars still being in Pisces that things don't get necessarily done in order, So be patient with the puzzle. I feel this is exactly like making a puzzle. You put pieces, you cannot really see what pieces you put, but until you have the whole puzzle, you won't know that some of the pieces you found on this side or that side were really contributing to a whole. And sometimes you just focus in one area and then poof, you have to change and find other pieces. This is how it's working. This is like a puzzle that we're trying to get to, and the puzzle is the puzzle of our future stable new way of being in more alignment with who we truly are. And that's the puzzle that is coming. It's been in the making, right? It's not like it's just coming in the future. It's in the making right now, at every single moment, every now moment. And now, the best thing I can tell you is stay focused on now, not on next week, next month, next year, because that all could go. The way you thought you had all your finances aligned, or all your ideas aligned, or your job aligned, or your relationship aligned, guess what? Those things could go and you're like, oh, what? But what comes usually is much better. So stay focused on what you are, stay present, open your eyes to opportunities. Again, these textiles always bring opportunity. They're supportive aspects for you to take action in the direction of where you want to go. If you're scattered and you're not going in the direction where you want to go, but you're being pulled in multiple directions, and this can be a little bit complicated. It could be a little bit, because then you won't be honoring yourself. So this is a great time for you to sit with yourself, to yeah, to review. And with Pluto in that retrograde, there's going to be a long time to review all the way until October. All those themes related to the how we use power in relationships, how we use money. And the money theme is very big this time around because we have the South Node in Scorpio and the North Node in Taurus. And this is the axis of our resources, of the resources we gain, we earn, we get for ourselves in Taurus, and the resources we share, or the things we share, in Scorpio. So this money axis or resources axis is it's going to be very active for a while. So everything that's transforming is pushing us into thinking differently, and this is our Uranus about how we get our resources. I have spoken extensively about these themes of resources, and get on the boat with planting your own food, getting your food gardens going with your neighbors, with your friends. This is supportive energy for you to find those connections right now, right away. And don't procrastinate. Allow it to lead you where it needs to lead you. So this is kind of it for the time being for this week. So if you'd like to leave me any comments in the section below of how we have been experiencing the week, these past weeks, like the last week of April, with that whole Piscean flow into something new, but leaving something behind, into this new week, I would love to hear your comments of how your story is unfolding, depending on, of course, this varies from person to person. If you are new to astrology, you might know that that every chart is unique, and therefore these energies that are collective affect each person differently. And for that, my friends, if you'd like a reading with me and I can help you understand your chart, then please look down below in the description box. You might find all the information on how to find me and all the offerings. All right. And if you like any of the artwork, the images I present here, there's also the opportunity to have some of that in beautiful products, if something that you feel called to. There you go. So please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. If you like this video, if you think it could help somebody, please share it. And join Astrology Victoria. We are on Meetup, on Facebook, on Instagram. And I'll be here next week to see the next level of evolution. So please share your stories. Blessings. Bye.